let's be real. Everybody doesn't have support. Okay. Some of us had to start alone, and that's exactly why I'm talking about this today. This is Miss Mo's Confession. Please make sure you like and subscribe and click that bell, guys, so you'll know when I come on and post up every time. Let's get into it. I am currently putting a mask on my face. I'm going to let this sit on my face for about 15 to 20 minutes, guys, as I do my hair or like mold my hair. Okay. Let's move forward. So don't pay me no mind. Let's just food for thought. Okay. So people doubted me. Okay. For whatever biased reasons. Understand that people are biased. Let's just throw that out there. Everybody is going to support who they want to support based on the way they admire that person. It has to be something that a person wants. Okay, they're going to admire you or support you based on the fact that they feel like you deserve it in their eyes. Okay. Um, and then there's some people who just will not, they will not support you because either they see you as competition or they just feel like you don't deserve it for some reason. Okay. Once again, bias reasons. Okay. That we're not supposed to really understand. People not understanding your vision is another reason why they don't support you. They don't fully understand why you're doing what you're doing. They don't really care, okay, because whatever it is you're doing, it may not even fit their lifestyle. Okay. So that's another thing. It's the lifestyle that you represent. You know, you can't expect your alcoholic cousins to understand your sober dreams. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a matter of perspective. Another thing is, shoot, people don't have to encourage you to do a damn thing. Okay, they're gonna encourage you to drink that bottle of whiskey. They're gonna encourage you to roll up that blunt. But when it comes down to something productive and positive, a lot of people's nervous systems are jacked up. Let me just say that. So as soon as you mention abundance of any kind, it's gonna scare the hell out of them. I'm just gonna let you know that right now. It's gonna scare them. It's gonna spook them out, y'all. Okay. And you're gonna feel like everything you're doing is by yourself. You're doing it by yourself. And guess what? You will be doing it by yourself. I'm doing it myself. Everything I'm doing on myself, for myself. Sponsoring, funding, everything myself. Okay? And so you gotta be prepared to do what you need to do for your dream. Sometimes it's not the people hating on you. It's just that they just don't see what you see yet. Okay? They don't understand why you're doing what you're doing. How do they benefit from this? Okay? They don't see the full benefit of what you're doing. And most people don't support you unless they got a benefit. Y'all. Okay? And I don't want to sound like really like junkie-ish, but that's really what it boils down to. You know, how could they get their fix off of your shit? Can they get a fix? Is it some dopamine popping off for them, on them, or I don't know. You know what I mean? Are they getting excited? It doesn't give them a dopamine hit. Watching you do what you do or seeing you grow. If it doesn't, then you know what it is, okay? The hardest part about staying consistent with no validation is you have to continue to remember your why. why you're doing what you're doing. You got to keep your passion for what you're doing. Okay. You just got to remember why you're doing it. Okay. You got to really want to do whatever you're doing. You can't do it for clout. You can't do it. You got to be part of your lifestyle. That's why a lot of people that's successful doing anything that has to do with content creating is more successful because they are already in the lifestyle of whatever it is they presenting. They already do this shit every day anyway. They just recording themselves do it. Okay. And so that's what I'm doing. This stuff would be done anyway. I'm just like adding my 2 cents to it and talking to a camera. That's just really it. Okay. You think that nobody's watching just because you don't get any likes. Please don't let the likes fool you guys. Don't let the likes fool you. People can set their accounts to incognito and watch you. You can have a whole 100 to 300, 3,000 people all watching you and you wouldn't even know because they all on incognito. And they all over the world. Because they don't want their wife to know they're watching. They don't want their best friends to know that they're into this or that. They don't want their girlfriends. They don't want their mothers and fathers, elderly, elders to know. They don't want the people at the church to know what they're watching. They don't, you know what I'm saying? So some people keep their YouTube private, guys. All right, or the content or social medias private. Okay, because they want their shit is theirs. It's sacred. Some people want something to themselves. If they sharing their life with their family and sacrificing and giving all their money to take care of their kids and baby mamas or sweet ladies or whatever. Okay, they boo things and handling their business with them. They want something for themselves, their own entertainment, to where they ain't got to share it and be critiqued or penalized for being interested in something different or new. Okay. So you got to understand that one of the reasons why people don't like your stuff is not because you're not doing good, because they don't want everybody to know their best kept secret of your niche. Okay, that you're in. And what a coincidence. You're the one that can actually produce the niche better than anyone else that they know right now. You know what I'm saying? So, don't be discouraged by that. Okay, you could be somebody's best kept secret as far as entertainment and inspiration. Okay. And also, you don't want to compare yourself to people with the support systems. Okay, because you don't know how long it took for them to build that support. Man, you don't ever want to get like that jealous. Man, that's not fair that this person get to be this and that, or everybody like their stuff. They can just say boo in the chat or in the boo on the post, and everybody gonna like it and laugh. You can't get caught up in that, guys. You can't. Don't let that discourage you, because you got to understand, people been in the game longer than what you expect, longer than what you know. People do favors for favors, and you don't know. You know what I'm saying? People's secret alliances with folks. Okay, and so some folks entertain it because shit, they probably owe that person money. I don't know. I'm being funny, but you get what I'm saying? Like, I owe this motherfucker $300. I'm gonna like all their posts because they gave me all their money last year. Oh, I used them like a dog. So shit, let me just like they shit. I'm being funny, but you get what I'm saying? If you a person like me who don't owe nobody nothing and nobody doesn't owe you a damn thing either, then 9 out of 10 you won't get as many likes. Okay, because you fresh. They don't know who you are. They have not benefited from you. What's the benefit of me liking your shit? Okay, you gotta think about that. And only person with good, how whatever your niche is, only the people that's in your niche gonna like it. People that's actually living that lifestyle is gonna really like your stuff. Okay. A drunken person is not gonna like a sober person's contents, recovery and sobriety. They're not. Okay, and the odds of sober people really just hanging out on the internet that much is very rare. So understand whatever your niche is. Understand what your niche is. Okay, and understand who you're going to attract and who your target audience is. Okay, and don't expect so much from people. The hardest part about all of this is just showing up when nobody is clapping for you. Okay, you got to keep showing up to, even if somebody, even if there is people clapping, you know, don't let up. You got to keep the same tempo because, to be quite frank, uh, like you just can't really get too far in the hype of things. That's why I tell you, you got to do it for you, not for people validation. Okay, I can't do it for other people's validation. I've never really been validated any goddamn way. So that would just scare, that would freak me out. I'm being honest. Like, well, I woke up with 20,000 views. Like, what the? Whoa. And so I have to fix my nervous system to accept that, yeah, I deserve to be viewed, to be seen. Okay? Because I got something to talk about. Right? I got experience. It's just I have not found a way to let everything out yet. Okay, I got to give y'all pieces because my story is so deep and so urban that I can't just throw it out. And it'd be overwhelming, and it can be very triggering for a lot of people of all nationalities and age groups. You know what I'm saying? And I believe a lot of people can relate to me. And then there's a lot of people that just will not admit that they understand it because it's too raw to completely agree with everything when it comes down to my story. You get what I'm saying? My backstory. And so I've been waiting for the right time to give y'all who I am. But that's the part, y'all. When you don't have the support, you got to be very careful about all the information you give because you don't know who your ops are. You don't know who's really for you, who's against you. People are very odd, y'all. The times is not the same. It's very competitive. Even if you're not, it's an odd way of life. And I don't know, because all the men is changing into like more, it's a lot of feminine energies. Okay. And it's overwhelming. Okay. Anyway, what kept me going and what's keeping me going on this journey of being a content creator, specifically under the niche of sober, being beautiful and sober, self-care, wellness, sobriety, recovery niche, okay, is that it takes a lot of self-discipline. Let me just say that, okay? 5 years of sobriety plus building a community stance around just that, and then trying to break into the wellness end of it as well as the skincare end of it, combining that, all three of those, okay, is very much challenging. Okay. I have to be logical and very rational. I can't be emotional. I can't take nothing personal in this industry, and within this content, because it's not the most favorable content yet. Yet. You get what I'm saying? Yet. It's a everything, guys, before it gets super popular, it goes through a phase. Okay, and I think my niche is in a phase, maybe two phases before it actually blowing up into like being actual new way of life. Okay. Um, and I got to keep my confidence. I have to do everything I have to do to keep my confidence. Hey, there's a lot of people. You think it's easy because guess what? I got to deal with scallywags out there. Scallywags love to see people lose their confidence. It gives them a high. It gives them a dose. Toxic people like to puncture people's confidence, okay, to boost their egos. That's their way of life, okay? And I accept that. I understand that. When I see that, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. You know, I understand it. I understand karmic toxic folks and how they operate and how they got to keep their confidence. Everybody has to do something to keep their confidence. Okay? A hater is going to hate. A baller is going to ball. Okay? Shot caller is going to call. Remember that song? Don't get me started, y'all. Don't get me started. You feel me? Don't get me started. Anyway. Uh, And I got to keep remembering why I started, y'all. Okay? Why did I start this movement? Because there was no one else doing it at the time. I didn't know any sober people. Okay? When I was on using alcohol and drugs, I didn't know anybody. But the church folk, and they said it was sober, but they still drink too. And they still pop pills. Hey, I'm not saying all church folks. I'm just saying the church folks I knew at that time. Okay? At that time. And they prosecuted me for being on drugs. Not prosecuted, what they call that? Persecuted. Sorry, guys. I mean, that too. The system did that too. Shit. So I didn't know anybody that was on my side. Like, who's on my side? Who can advocate for me and why I'm using alcohol and drugs? Who can show me how to do this right? And who can show me how to get myself glowed back up again? Who can show me how to rebuild myself and rebuild my confidence? And I had to get into the sober community. So it took a village to raise a child. Okay. So I would say the recovery community raised me into being who I am right now within these last 5 years of my sobriety. Does that make sense? Okay. And so that's when I came up with my own way of taking care of myself and my own self-care routines and my own type of rituals and process, my own program process, the whole enchilada, guys. My own way of living that worked, that's working. And everyone I introduce it to, all of the people that I mentor, I introduce it to, it's working for them. And so that's when I knew right then, oh man, this is something I need to really get out. It's my system that I created, and it can't be duplicated. It could be, I don't know, but I doubt it. You have to be a certain type of person to walk this walk, okay? Not everybody can do this. But I'm open to help people do it who really want, who has the desire to level up and to be focused more on a glow up, not just the way they look physically, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I'm your girl, right? Okay. So anyway, see how I get all see what I'm saying? I had to become my own support system. This is what I'm really basing this whole conversation on. The fact that I have to be my own support system, y'all. I had to learn to do that for myself. Okay. And it feels good. Because I don't have to knock down nobody's door. Nobody can knock down mine and knock a pork chop off my plate. Can't nobody knock a pork chop off my plate. I can't knock a pork chop off nobody else's because I don't owe nobody nothing. You get what I'm saying? Because all I'm being of service. I created this straight from the 10 toes down in the mud. Okay, this is trial and error. Okay, that didn't work. We try this, and then finally created this program that actually works. Okay. You know what? Let me wash this off. I'll be right back. Okay, guys. Thank you. All right, back to it. Today is a full body workout day, so I'm not wearing makeup. Um, I will be just taking care of my skin and basically a post skincare or pre skincare. Sorry. Anyway, guys, let's get back to it. Where was I at? Oh, okay. So I had to shift my mindset. Okay. I had to stop waiting for other people's approval. Okay. I had to move in silence. Because, not everybody deserves your ideas and all that. I mean, I have so many other ideas. Okay. But I feel like over time, you're going to understand that not everybody is meant to know your ideas. It's best for you to keep them to yourself, write them down, research, understand what your idea really is, kind of meditate and figure out what it is. How does it work with your why? Okay. Why are you doing what you're doing? Why? Okay. Because if it's something you're doing, choosing to do, you're going to invest a lot of time, a lot of energy into it. And so you better do it for yourself, for your ancestors, for your higher power, for the God of your understanding. Okay. That's how I look at it. That's how I do it. Okay. It doesn't have to do with my God of my understanding. If I don't get the hunch that, or if it doesn't come to me in a dream or something like that, where it has purpose and meaning and it fits with my why, I'm not dealing with it. Okay. You gotta let your results speak for itself. You talk you can talk about what you're doing till you blue in the face. But where's the results? Okay. Where's it at? I want to see it. I'm from the show me state, baby. I'm from the lead by example state of Oregon. Seriously, we lead by example. We're the first, you know what I mean? Y'all, if you know, y'all know. Look, if you know, you know, right? And then trust the process. I trust the process, okay? I am very patient, y'all. I'm not in a rush, okay? Because when I read history and I look at all the great people in this world, they all started very young doing what they did, but they didn't really get discovered and did not be considered to be a legend or was not recognized until they were in their 40s, 50s, or even 60s, y'all. Okay. And then all the hard work they put in, it actually paid off in the long run for their legacy. Their grandchildren, had the chance to benefit from their name and their hard work. Okay. So, I'm okay with that. I don't have to be an overnight success. I'm not an overnight success. Okay. Because if y'all were to check my channel, I've been doing this for like 2, 3 years now on YouTube, I think. And then even like before then, I think I've been doing social media content, but without an understanding. I didn't have no guidance. Okay, let me be real. I didn't have an actual, um, I didn't have no intention around what I was doing, and I didn't have a why. Okay. I didn't get the why until 3 years ago. But I knew I wanted to do it. I just didn't know in what angle. Okay. And so that's, if you're somebody like that who, like, what you want to do, but you have to get more intentional, then this video's for you. Make sure you like and subscribe, guys, and click that bell. Okay. Support will come, but it usually comes after you stay consistent. Okay. Support will come to you. Don't you worry. The right people always. It doesn't take a whole herd of people, y'all, to blow up, get a contract, to get signed to something, or to make your first $1,000,000 or $100,000, whatever your goal is. I don't know. Okay. I don't really do what I do for money. Okay. But money is really important. I mean, it's just as important as oxygen. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to sit there and doubt that. Right. But, most people don't really see their first $1,000,000 until one person. It takes one person to discover you. It does not take a village of people. It does not take the people that you knew your whole life to help you get recognized. No. It takes one person to see you. Okay? Most of the people, I'm talking about, from stylists to models to movie actresses, actors, okay? YouTubers, doesn't matter. It took one person of importance, okay, of greatness, to recognize that person and to say, hey, I like this person. I don't give a damn if they only have 2 likes, 3 likes. There's a celebrity stylist that did, I think she was a makeup stylist. She only had 2 likes on all her videos. And the celebrity discovered her and said, hey, you want to work for me and be my makeup artist? And she was like, yeah. And boom, that quick, overnight. She don't have 2 likes anymore. You get what I'm saying? So it's not about, please don't get twisted, guys. You have to keep the faith in what you do. You're not doing it for other people's likes. That's the point. When people see that you're not doing it for likes and you're doing it because you're just documenting your life, then that's a whole nother scenario. That's like, oh, okay, this person's just doing what they do and they just want to show you this. Okay, I'm gonna show you my everyday life, basically. I'm gonna have a conversation with you like I would have a conversation with the people that I mentor, or like the people I hang with on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? The people that really care for me, the people that see eye to eye with me. I'm gonna have that conversation with y'all. You know what I mean? Okay. So my question to you is, do you feel like you're doing everything alone? Put that in comments, guys. I need y'all to engage in these comments. Let me know what's going on. Okay. Let's talk. Let's spark up some convo. Let's support each other. All right. What are you building right now? I want to know what y'all building. Are you doing it alone? And what makes you want to give up sometimes? Okay. And we can work on that together. All right. So let's go ahead and close with a few affirmations that I use in the mirror or in the shower. I don't need permission to start. I don't need permission to start. I trust my vision, even if nobody else does. I trust my vision, even if nobody else does. I will show up for myself. I will show up for myself. Y'all, thank y'all so much. Starting alone, if you have to do it, but just don't stop, okay? Y'all, appreciate y'all for coming out and spending time with me as I get ready for the gym. Click the bell, subscribe, send me a message. Everything you need to know about me is in my bio, guys, and also in the description of this video. But check out the bio. All the information, the juicy stuff is in the bio of this channel. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.